back, Prepathon fans. I hope you enjoyed that quiz. That was a lot of fun. Next up, we've got Valentin Radu. He is a marketing guru and CRO expert. He is a founder and CEO of Omniconvert. He specializes in boosting customer lifetime value and conversion rates, and is also a renowned international speaker. I can attest to that. We've had him on the Digital Agency Show when it comes to CRO and how to understand lifetime value and all those really juicy metrics that are going to drive business growth. Valentin is the man. So you publish a lot of content. Yeah, not a big deal. Guy publishes some amazing articles on these subjects, and I'm pumped. I got like my notepad here. I'm going to be taking notes along with everybody else. So Valentin, welcome to the Prepathon. We can't wait to hear what you have to say for us.
Perfect. Brent, thanks a lot for having me. And hello, everyone. Can you make some noise on the chat so that I can see that I'm not alone here with Brent?
Yeah, let's welcome. Let's give
Thanks,
Valentin
Jeff.
noise.
Woohoo! Sorry, Antonio. Yeah. Perfect. So I'm glad to see that I'm here with you guys. Please confirm that my screen can be seen. It's all good. Yeah, perfect. So, guys, you are talking with an ex-poor kid from Bucharest, Romania. So I was really, really poor. I come from a poor family, and I had this, let's say, obsession that I will become rich someday, and I'll have two amazing kids and a wife. And guess what? It happened. So basically, my mission today is to give you some tools that I found along the way as a former e-commerce entrepreneur. And basically, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Brent will note them down, and I'll be glad to answer after my presentation. If you stay and if you watch this session, I guarantee that you will get into this half an hour my knowledge about how to grow your e-commerce in a data-driven manner that I've accumulated in 17 years of playing in this e-commerce field. Now, that being said, let's look at this bike together, right? It's a very beautiful bike, and let's imagine that this is your business. This is an e-commerce, right? Now, the problem with this bike is that it's not always working as you want it to work. So there are two things that we are going to speak about today. The CRO, which means conversion rate optimization, which means optimizing the website for a better conversion rate. And as you can see, this is a really granular thing. Without it, the bike can't run. But CVO means optimizing the entire customer journey to improve customer lifetime value, which is an amazing metric that is neglected by way too many companies and way too many e-commerce experts, which end up failing and believing that they are doomed instead of just looking at what matters. So as myself, I'm running CRO experiments since 2011. At that time, GA was sepia. Yeah, you see that? No, I'm actually kidding. It was still orange, but it looked like shit, even though GA4, not a fan over here. So I have started my first A/B testing experiments in 2011, and let me give you the backstory. So I was running this platform, this car insurance platform here in Bucharest, Romania. I was making money as much as my colleagues, which were basically corporate friends, but they were calling me, hey, Mr. Entrepreneur, how about your business? So we were basically making something like 10 million in total revenue, but we weren't profitable because our margin was very, very tiny. So I've started to do this type of A/B testing experiments, and mainly we've triggered these geolocated testimonials with fake photos, of course, but with real geolocation testimonials. So basically, we were triggering this type of faces with people that bragged about how cool our website was and our services, but with fake testimonials. After that, with this type of fake stock photos and all these experiments, we've managed to improve our conversion rate. So let me tell you what we did back then. Geolocation testimonials, like I've told you, dynamic discounts based on the car price, because basically we knew that people which had luxury car owners, they could afford to pay more for our insurance. So we were playing with the price and with the discounts. Then we've made a radical redesign to show that, hey, we are doing insurance from all these players. If you can see over here, it was back in 2013. Yeah. Then we've made this A/B testing on the form. It was that thing called instant gratification. So people were being asked, what's your car model? And they were saying Volkswagen or Toyota. And we were saying, good car, Toyota is great, or Volkswagen or Honda. So basically, we were playing with their minds to continue to complete the form and not drop out. With this type of instant gratification, we've managed to increase our completion rate. And the last thing that we've done, which was pretty amazing, was on exit overlays. So basically, instead of letting the website visitors fly away without buying, we were doing this type of overlays with things like, hey, where are you going? You can't find a deal like that. Or is what stopped you from buying today from us? And we gave them these options. The price was too high. I don't trust you guys. And based on that, we started to do this type of logic branching. Oh, the price is too high. So what kind of price would make you buy today? 5% discount, an 8% discount, a 10% discount. And if they selected 10, we were saying, we can't do that, man. So we can't afford 10, but how about 5%? Here's a voucher for you, and it's expiring in 2 minutes. So with these type of tricks, we've managed to improve the conversion rate by 60%. So basically, that was amazing for us. So 1 year of conversion rate optimization, 60% uplift, and I was saying to my corporate friends, bye bye guys. We were just making 1.2 million in profit this year. So basically, this type of uplifts are doable, uh, are viable, but it starts with tweaking, iterating, experimenting. So if you just do what everyone is doing, and which means throwing money to Facebook to make them even richer, or TikTok or whatever, you are not going to become better in terms of profitability. So it's not that you can't do these things without Facebook ads or Google ads or TikTok ads. It's just this is not the only thing that you could be doing. So in this session, I'm going to show you way more other things that you could be doing with your tool, with your website. So basically, this aha moment led me to say, you know what? There are thousands of e-commerce companies which are not making profits. So let's build a tool with this. So let's build a tool which is an A/B testing technology. So we decided to build to turn our technology that we were using back then to an A/B testing technology. And if you are going to stay up until the end, I'm going to have an amazing offer for you. But that being said, let me tell you the story further. So mainly, we've started to compete with all sorts of A/B testing and personalization tools like VW, like Monetate, Optimizely, whatever. So we managed to have the best rating in G2 right now, based on this type of constantly tweaking, because this tweak, we've continued to do it with our tool as well. So mainly we've built a tool, and I learned a lot from working with this type of companies all over the planet. So we managed to work with more than 20,000 websites that improve their conversion rate, right? So if you can see from 2013 up until now, the adoption was pretty good. But that also gave us access to more than 62,000 A/B testing experiments. And what I learned, it's if you can remember one thing from this session, this is it. Yeah. So what I've learned is that the companies that are dramatically moving the needle, so the ones which are doing what I've done for my own business in order to make this exit, in order to earn all this money, is this. So the ones which are winning at the game of conversion rate are the ones which are using qualitative data. So they talk with their customers. They find out what pisses you off. Why aren't you buying? Whatever. And who are you? What's your age? Why do you buy our product? And they are blending this with quantitative data. Things like, hey, most of our customers stop at this step from the form on the checkout page. Or the ones which are filtering the products, they have a conversion rate which is 2 times higher. So they blend this kind of data in order to launch at least 20 experiments. So guys, CRO is exactly like going to gym. You can't expect to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger after 5 times at your gym. You need to look like Vin Diesel, but you need to go many times. So after 20 experiments, you can have this kind of expectation to move the needle. If you don't reach 20 experiments, you haven't done your job to improve the conversion rate. Don't even start without committing to have at least 20 experiments. In terms of the winning rate, it's going up as much as you are going to apply this type of things, right? So as you are running this type of experiments, you will see the results. Now, the problem is that most companies, they give up after one experiment. They say, oh, I had this crazy idea. Let's change the color of the button in green. And then guess what? It wasn't as amazing as you wanted it to be. So the ones that are truly succeeding, they deploy more experiments, and they can rely on these facts. So on these 62,000 experiments that we've seen, only 1 out of 5 is a winning one. So that means after 20 experiments, you will have 4 winners. With 4 winners, you will see the uplift in your revenue. If you have more revenue, it's going to become way more appealing to you to do the next one and the next one. So it's basically like the compound effect. You fix the product listing page, you fix the category, you fix the checkout, you fix the homepage, the landing page. And once you come up with better versions, you will feel the blood, let's say, and you will want more, right? You will go for more. You will hunt for more experiments down the line. Now, let's pretend that you've done this. I mean, now I'm going to talk with the few of you which done this type of experiments, and they say, Valentin, that's all news for us, man. We ran 40 experiments in the last year. Congrats, kudos to you. Now, sooner or later, you'll reach a plateau, and I call this the experimentation fatigue. It's like the ad fatigue as well. If you throw to the same audience, the same freaking creative that you've done with your father-in-law 2 years ago on Adobe Illustrator, you're not going to see more engagement on that ad. And that's happening with your website as well. So at some moment, you've reached the best version of your product listing page, and the version A is good for some of them, B for some of them, and you can't move the needle on the long run. So let's say you have the best user experience, the best design, the most persuasive copy, and you've done this ongoing A/B testing. So at some moment you become stuck, and we became stuck as well with one of our customers, because A/B testing means finding the one size that fits all. Now, the problem in life, and that's why people are sad and they waste their lives, is that they don't change to the environment. Now it's the AI, now it's the conversion rate, now it's the lifetime value, now the e-commerce is changing, now it's TikTok or whatever. But they keep the same assumptions like this guy in this bar, yeah? Look, and don't be that guy, right? Don't be that guy, because things are changing and your assumptions are not going to be correct. So now I'm going to give you a very fast-paced lesson on e-commerce growth, right? These are the dominant numbers in e-commerce. And take notes, guys, because I've learned this the hard way. I've wasted a lot of money and I've paid my stupidity tax because I haven't knew these kind of figures. So this is really clear for everyone, right? Profit equals revenue minus costs. Now, the problem is that if you go deeper in the e-commerce arena, this is the common understanding. Revenue means number of orders times the average order value. And orders means traffic times the conversion rate. No news here, right? That's what you want to figure out. Now, the problem is that we need a customer-centric perspective to evaluate the performance, because orders don't happen out of the blue. There are people with emotions, with expectations, and with struggles that buy from you. So you need to look at the customers, not all at the orders. So that means if you look at the revenue, you have revenue coming from 2 streams: new customers and returning customers. And those customers, in order to generate return, you should be looking at, hey, how many new customers we have, what's their purchase frequency, which means how many orders per customers they placed, and what's their average order value from new customers, and the same thing from returning customers. And when you look at that, you will be saying, hey, we need customer lifetime value. You know what? We need to look at how much they are spending and how much profit am I doing down the line. So customer lifetime value means purchase frequency, AOV, gross margin, and customer lifespan. So basically, this means like a fancy math formula and you can say, you know what, this is too complicated. But guess what? There are tools out there that help you out to monitor, calculate, and improve customer lifetime value. Besides Omniconvert, which is an amazing tool, there are others out there. So you could go to our competitors, or you can go to Shopify to use ours. So the beauty of lifetime value is that it allows you to know when you are breaking even, because there is this thing called customer acquisition cost, and the ratio between how much you are getting down the line from a customer, which is customer lifetime value, and how much you are spending to acquire that customer, allows you to see how, after how many days and after how many orders, you are profitable. If you don't know when you are profitable, if you don't know how much you afford to spend, you are throwing money out of the window and you hope them to come back. So when you invest in Facebook without knowing your lifetime value, you rely on that stupid metric called ROAS, return on advertising spend. Why is it stupid? Because it's the margin, guys. It doesn't matter the revenue. What it matters is that if you are profitable, and lifetime value is the one that shows you if you are profitable. So once you know this, you can go out there and know how much to spend to acquire a customer, because you know that, let's say your lifetime value is $180 after 89 days. So you know that in 90 days you will get your money back, so you can afford to spend 3 times less than your lifetime value and still make 3 times more in terms of lifetime. That's an important slide. Now, these are the 7 dominant numbers in e-commerce. The average marketers focus on traffic, conversion rate, customer acquisition cost, and average order value. The good marketers, guess what? They look at the gross margin as well. And the great marketers, they look at the purchase frequency and customer lifetime value. Knowing these type of things means knowing how much you could spend and what to tweak. What's the problem? Imagine that your e-commerce is like a house which is on fire. But what matters is, where is the fire bigger? So if the fire is in the lifetime value, which means in the kitchen, go out there and fix that before putting more money into traffic or fixing the AOV or fixing the conversion rate. So you need to understand these kind of things before focusing on some aspects. So I've been drawing my mouth back in 2016 up until now to help customers improve the retention rate, focus on lifetime value before throwing money on ads, until I had this aha moment. So with this aha moment was, this happened when one of our customers were struggling. So we were working with this large shoe retailer in Europe. So basically they faced a fierce competition and they've said, let's throw more money on ads, on TV campaigns, because that's the solution to everything, right? Throw some money on ads. And I explained the CMO, you know what? We are here to help you improve the conversion rate, which means new customer acquisition rate and existing customer retention rate. Let's look at your data. And they said, okay, let's look at the data. But guess what? You can't find customer data in Google Analytics. So GA was not enough. So we've used surveys to ask customers, hey, what stops you from buying again? We used the SQL to look at their data, and we've done this kind of thing called RFM segmentation. And we've hit a jackpot because we realized, you know what? RFM shows us who are your best customers. So RFM stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. So with this RFM, this allows you to understand who are your best customers. And let me show you this with my Canva skills, because I'm pretty good at Canva. In a previous life, I was a designer and I was struggling and I was making money by doing banners in Photoshop when my wife was pregnant with the first kid. So let's presume that you have the new customers, new passions, right? We call them the new customers with high revenue, but they placed a single order. After 30 days, 75% will not done. No, they will not buy again. They will place 0 more orders. Some of them, 20% of them, will buy again. They will become potential lovers, right? Because they have a good potential. They bought 2 times in 30 days. And some of them, 5% of them, will be lovers. They've placed 1 + 2 free orders in total. So those are your best customers. Now, in 90 days, 5% of them will be soulmates because they placed 5 orders. 15% of them will be lovers. 10% will be potential lovers. And the rest of them, 70% of them will be uh, the potential new passions as well and become potential lovers. Now, what's happening is that in 6 months from now, 65% of them will not buy again. So they will be the Don Juans, right? The Don Juans are the ones like one night standers, right? They came, they placed a high value order, they never come back. 13% of them will be ex lovers. So they've bought multiple times, but they haven't come back. 16% of them will be lovers, and 6% of them will be soulmates. That's what's going on with any business. Now, the problem is that if you don't know your soulmates, if you don't know what stops ex lovers from from buying again, and if you don't know what makes Don Juans don't come back, you don't know what to fix. And what do you do when you don't know what to fix? 99% of the e-commerce players, they go to Facebook and they beg for forgiveness. Hey, give us more customers that will never come back. And that's the problem. That's the main problem of any e-commerce which is struggling out there because they don't have loyal customers like the soulmates, right? The 3% of them that generate 12% of the revenue. So if you don't know these kind of things, like what are the chances to place the next order after the first, second, third, fourth order, which you can see with tools like ours, or you can analyze yourself. If you don't know what are the chances and when the customers are saying bye bye to you without saying bye bye, you will not be aware about what you should be doing. So what we've did with that customers, we've blended the qualitative data with the quantitative data. So we found out that some of their products, they were churning their customers. So they were selling shitty products, pardon my French, from China, branded as Italian shoes. And guess what? People bought them because they were cheaper than other brands, but they never come back. They said, wow, this used to be a good store and now they are gone because my sandals are gone now. So that's what's going on by analyzing. Another thing that, and of course they got rid of that brand because they've said the last order from our ex-lovers were from these shitty brands, so let's get rid of these brands. Then they improved the acquisition. They've started to focus on their soulmates. And they realized, you know what, with the RFM, they realized that the soulmates, their best customers, were coming from smaller cities because they were in e-commerce, right? So they realized our best customers are coming from stores, from cities with less than 30,000 people. But why? And the answer is that they haven't got the shopping malls, so they couldn't buy these products only online. So basically they had no competition. And guess what, the bidding strategy was to bid on larger cities instead of smaller cities, but they changed the strategy to focus on their ideal customer profile, ICP. Another thing is that they've improved their email marketing by knowing when is the moment to focus again on those customers. So basically, they knew that after 60 days, the chances are at the highest to buy again from them. So they triggered this type of emails that way. And another thing is that they've improved the website. So they've made they've personalized the website based on this kind of customers. Loyal customers get a different treatment. So with this type of techniques, we've managed to improve the customer lifetime value by 30%. And basically in only 6 months, with this type of techniques, we've changed the profitability of of that company. So mainly that's the impact that we are looking for. So that was the moment when we've said it's not only CRO, it's CRO and customer value optimization. So we have this methodology. I'm not going to bore you with that. Yeah, I think you will see this session. Brent, do they have access to this? I'll send you the slides anyway. So basically, don't. I'm not going to spend time over here because it's too much, and I have this feedback. Now, basically, We've built this type of solutions to capture data, to do RFM segmentation, to push data to Facebook and Google Ads so that we inform the algorithm with the customers that we have. And then we run ads, we run email campaigns based on these RFM segments. We do website and A/B testing personalization on with our tools, and then we push this kind of data to many other tools. Now, what I want you to remember is that conversion rate alone can be a misleading metric. So it's conversion rate and customer lifetime value. So for instance, CLV and revenue per visitor is a bit more relevant in e-commerce because sometimes the conversion rate goes up, but maybe you are selling shitty products. Maybe you are not profitable, even though you have more conversions. So that's why it's mandatory to have this, let's say, ratio between customer lifetime value and customer acquisition cost to monitor and understand where you should be focusing on acquisition, on conversion, or on retention. Now, of course, 9 out of $10 in marketing go to acquisition, but these things are changing because it's too uh, expensive to acquire customers that never come back. Now, the idea is customer value optimization. So it's acquisition, conversion, and retention. And that starts with customer research, guys. That starts with understanding, hey, who are our best customers? Like I told you with that store, then you will have better targeting, better creatives, and better marketing efficiency ratio. So everything changes on all these steps from the customer journey once you know who are our best customers, who are your best products, who are the products which are the products that customers are buying in the first order, and you have the highest chances for the customers to come back and buy again. Now, what I suggest is to change the acquisition campaigns. The old way of acquisition was this one: decide on the product and on the offer and on the budget, then run the campaigns, then optimize them. The new way, hey, understand your unit economics, understand your lifetime value, how much you are getting in terms of profit from a customer, how much you are paying, you afford to pay. Then decide on the products and on the budget according to the unit economics. Do customer research to understand, hey, these are our best customers, they stay on this, they spend this type of content, they consume this kind of content, they are coming from these cities, they are coming on these channels and whatever. Then run the campaigns, monitor the customer feedback, find out, hey, they are happy, they are not happy, why they are not happy, what's the main reason that they have a low NPS, and then fix what's broken. Few companies pay attention to this. Few companies are looking, hey, the main problem of our customers is that we have late delivery, or we have broken packages, we whatever. So they don't fix their shit, but they spend more money on ads, and they expect to grow. Without fixing that, customers are so easy to go. I mean, I can go to another tab pretty easily. I can install another app. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Pardon my French again. Sorry, Brent. Because I'm the customer, I'm paying. So in order to capture customers, to make them come back, fix your stuff. Yeah. Look at their NPS, look at their feedback, fix the products, eliminate the shitty products, fix the whole customer experience, and then optimize your campaigns after that, because it's not purely marketing, it's also marketing and customer experience and product assortment. Yeah, this is the holy trinity in e-commerce: what you sell, products; what you say, marketing; and then what you do, customer experience. If you don't respect the holy trinity, don't expect to be, I don't know, uh, uh, cured. Yeah, like what's the name of this, redemption, right? Whatever. So basically that's how it works in e-commerce. Now, what kind of campaigns you should be doing based on what you are selling, because I guess the audience here is pretty diverse. What are you selling, guys? By the way, I mean, if you want to focus on a specific vertical, write in the chat. We are selling books, beauty, cosmetics, fashion, toys, whatever. So if you are selling low purchase frequency products like furniture, acquisition campaigns is what you're after. If you are selling high frequency products like food, drinks, pet food, whatever. So if, for instance, Diana, if you are selling digital solutions, it's about you have a high purchase frequency, right? So you need people to come back and to buy again and again and again. So that means your purchase frequency. Uh, you are French, yeah. Excellent, Olivier. Yeah. So basically, what it's important, guys and girls, is that acquisition is important where customers don't come back too often, right? So basically, if you are selling wedding rings and the divorce rate is not that high, then you need to focus on acquisition, on new customers. If you are selling food or pet or CPG, consumer packaged goods, then the purchase frequency is higher. So you need to focus on things like onboarding, prevention, referral, loyalty, and reactivation campaigns. That's where you should be focusing. So now I have these 4 reasons why you should be focusing on these kind of things if you are into data and CRO. You need to become data driven. You need to have an experimentation mindset. You need to blend psychology, copy, data. And then you need to always break the ceiling, because if you start to do these things that I'm telling you about, if you start to learn more about your e-commerce and your business, then you will reach the ceiling, and that means you will need to break it as well. So my session today was around optimizing the customer journey in order to improve customer lifetime value and focusing on the things that matter in order to improve the conversion rate. Now my dream, I'll get my voice. I have a dream. No more disconnected company silos, no more broken customer journeys, no more irrelevant website, no more suboptimal customer service, and no more boring email campaigns. So that's my dream, and I hope that I've convinced you that there is the time to make it happen. So the whole idea is to do the whole things around customer value optimization, email marketing, product optimization, customer experience, customer acquisition, and of course, CRO. Welcome aboard. I think it's time to get from growth to actual profitability, like I've done back in the days when I've told you my story. We work with a lot of companies out there, smaller companies like Biome Health. We help them with our solutions and methodology to improve lifetime value by 24%. We work with Decathlon. Basically, this is the CEO of Decathlon in India, which has this beautiful testimonial because he came from Romania, and we continue to chat together. We work with companies like Culture King. So basically, my vision is that we need to advocate more, because the game of Google ads and Facebook ads, they train us into acquiring and spending more money on ads. My mission is to train you, and that's why we have a free course in the CVO Academy. My job is to train you and to help people learn more about customer value optimization, about retention rate, about the things that matter on the long run. So we have this CVO Academy on Omniconvert. You can find it over there. And also I've wrote a book. You can find it over here. So go to this link. It's fresh out there. So it has only 2 weeks since I launched it. The feedback is amazing. I dare you to read it if you want to grow in your e-commerce in the right manner. Now, that being said, I think, Brent, I'm up for questions. Let me, yeah, you spend too much money on on Decathlon.
Valentin, I'm just like, I feel like I have to take a breath, man. Like you've filled me up with so many great ideas and insights on CVO and CRO and the whole picture. We've got a bunch of slides screenshotted. Check out Valentin's book. We'll get a link out to that in chat here in a moment, if you don't mind pasting that in there, Valentin. I'm sure you have it handy. If you have questions about CVO, about CRO, let's get them into that Q&A panel. We've got a few minutes here before we kick off our next session. So let's see what we've got here for Valentin. I just want to tell you personally, I feel like I've thrown a lot of money at what I call the Mark Zuckerberg Yacht Fund. And I feel like I'm going to have you like in my dreams, like yelling at me, like, stop throwing money at the Facebook. So hopefully that will will sink in for myself and our team. So I did see a note in there in chat about getting the recordings. Yeah, stick with the email. If you're registered here at the Prepathon, we'll send a link out to the recording of this session. So we've got that in there. And then promoting Napoleon. Okay, so we've got the book, the link to the book. And also I love the lovers diagram, and just that whole analogy just shows, how we sometimes maybe undervalue relationships in e-commerce. And I think that's the thing that I understood from this talk more than anything. We're more in a services business, but still it's like once you have that customer relationship, if the website and the product and the experience is supporting that relationship, that's where you're really leaving the biggest money on the table. So folks, if you have questions for Valentin, maybe think about your own business, think about your client's business. Let's get those into chat here. I saw a question. I don't know if this was from I think that was before your session as a startup. What are the steps to start the stream? So here we go. From Farhan, does CVO work for B2B as well, or is it only for B2C? And maybe even looking at that as how do we optimize CVO for services where we're maybe not selling through like a website where we can A/B test? Maybe comment on that a little bit, Valentin.
Yeah, so CVO works for B2B and B2C. One of our first customers were selling on B2B. They were selling pet supplies for companies, office supplies, sorry, for companies. So not too many companies have pets. So basically, they've improved their customer lifetime value by applying RFM on their database, on their customer base. They found out that they have certain type of customers, certain type of companies that bought office supplies like paper and whatever. So they've managed to improve their customer retention rate by focusing only on the soulmates. So they've got these events going on. When a soulmate was placing an order, they've got 3 minutes. The display turned red, and they had that countdown of 3 minutes to get in touch with the customer and say thank you for your order. May we help you? We are doing our best. So basically, their NPS right now, because with our solution we are seeing their data, their NPS is now 93. They've got from 8 million in turnover to 40 million in turnover in only 3 years. So that's the kind of impact. Because if you know who are your best customers, your acquisition is better, and also they become your evangelists. So you have brand ambassadors. That's the other effect, the network effect.
Love it. Another question here from Newman. How do we identify potential customers? Let me get this onto the stage here. How do we identify potential customers for website maintenance services? Maintenance includes updates, security, backups, edits, changes on the website. So any thoughts on that one, Valentin?
Yeah. So basically, for these potential customers, you need to look at your existing customers. That's why you start with analyzing who are your current customers and what are the common traits, right? So what's the struggle? What makes them buy from you and not from another company? And where they are spending their time, what kind of queries how they found out about you. And once you understand the patterns, then you go out there and you tweak your messaging for acquisition. You do some targeted campaigns like tired of blah blah blah, because people buy because of the struggle. People don't buy because they want something. They struggle with something in order to want something, right? Even though, so don't sell vitamins, sell painkillers, and find for what kind of customers your website maintenance service it's a painkiller.
So vitamins versus painkillers in the analogy of those website maintenance. So what's the real pain that your clients are going through, and how do you position your products or services to really solve those? Love it. Seeing some positive vibes from Farhan. So thank you so much. It looked like Valentin had pasted his link to his book earlier. Definitely want to make sure you check out Omniconvert's CVO Academy. I can attest it's got some amazing content in there. It's free. Great resource for you, for your team, also for your clients, unless you're an e-com business. So Really good stuff there. Quick question for you, Valentin. How has your experience been so far on the Prepathon? You want to give us a couple words on that?
Man, I think it's amazing, and I think you are doing the right job. So I think there is this time to educate more the people, right? Because there aren't enough. I mean, the academic studying, right? So I think the environment where you are getting educated, it's way behind what's going on in the real market. And what I love about Prepathon is that I'm learning myself, and I think your audience learns as well. I mean, that's the good stuff about it.
Very cool. We loved having you. I want our audience. Let's give Valentin Radu of Omniconvert a little bit of love here. Let's see those emojis, those thank yous. Let's get that flowing through our chat. Valentin has dropped some major knowledge bombs on us. Make sure you catch the recording of this to just watch it one more time and absorb everything on CVO. I don't think this is a topic that you can get too much of. We can just spend more and more time here. It's going to help your business grow. It's going to help your clients' businesses grow. And Valentin, just want to give you a big warm thanks from the Cloudways team and DigitalOcean here, and really excited to continue learning from you as the weeks and months go on. So thanks again for being a part of this session.
Thanks as well, Brent, for having me. And guys, thanks a lot for joining my session. And may you have amazing lives. May you be surprised when you turn 87 years old about how amazing your business is got.
Very cool. Love it. Love it, Valentin. So up next, we've got a agency growth masterclass that I'm going to be hosting here on the main stage. So sit tight. We're going to be doing an agency growth masterclass. That means we're going to be answering questions, celebrating wins from your business. So if you're looking at ways to attract more leads for your agency, if you're looking at ways to increase your deal size, improve your systems and processes for delivering, scale, grow, get your time back, all those things and more. We're going to be doing some live engagement on today's session. So stick with us here for the next few minutes. After that, we're going to be welcoming a good friend of mine and slight competitor, Troy Dean from Agency Mavericks. He's going to be talking about how to get paid to onboard new clients. So if you're a digital agency hanging out with us today, you're going to get tons of great content on how to grow your business. Valentin, thanks again for being here today. And yeah, we'll see you guys here in just a few seconds on our Agency Growth Masterclass.